You probably think drinking a big glass of water and taking your vitamin C before bed is healthy, right? It is what we have been taught. Hydrate, get your vitamins, protect your immune system. But from a nephrologist's perspective, you are actually forcing your kidneys to work a grueling night shift without pay. Tonight, we are exposing 5 healthy bedtime habits that are quietly causing irreversible kidney damage while you sleep. I want you to think about how you feel right now. Are you waking up 2 or 3 times a night to use the bathroom? Do your eyes look a little puffy in the morning? We often dismiss these as normal signs of aging, but they are not. They are stress signals. To understand why, we have to look at the psychology of our nighttime routines. We treat our evenings as a time to catch up on the health goals we missed during the day. Forgot your water? Chug it at 9 o'clock in the evening. Forgot your vitamins? Swallow them before hitting the pillow. Logically, it feels like you are doing the right thing. Biologically, you are initiating a cascade of metabolic stress. Every night, your body undergoes a process called nocturnal dipping. Your blood pressure is supposed to drop by about 10 to 20%. This pressure drop is the only time your kidney's millions of tiny filters, your nephrons, get to rest and repair. But the 5 habits we are about to discuss physically block this nocturnal dipping. They keep the pressure high. They force the filters to stay open. Stay with me, because habit number 2 involves a highly popular supplement that is actively forming microscopic stones in your kidneys tonight, and habit number 4 is a modern diet trend that pushes your kidneys into a dangerous state of hyperfiltration. Let us rebuild your evening routine, starting with the biggest lie of all. Let us move into the first habit, the bedtime hydration myth. We live in a culture that is deeply obsessed with water intake. You carry a heavy jug of water everywhere you go. You track every single ounce on an application on your phone, and right before you go to sleep, to make absolutely sure you flush out all the toxins from the day, you drink 1 large glass of water. Here is the psychological trap you have fallen into. Our brains naturally equate water with purity and cleansing. Therefore, we logically assume that more water must equal more purity for our internal organs. We view our kidneys as simple plumbing pipes that just need a good flushing at the end of the day. But your kidneys are not pipes. They are highly sophisticated, pressure-sensitive filtration plants that operate on a strict biological clock. When you drink a large volume of liquid within 2 hours of sleeping, you drastically expand your blood volume. Your vascular system suddenly has more physical fluid to manage, your heart has to pump harder to move that increased volume, and your kidneys are forced to filter it. Remember that nocturnal dipping we talked about in the beginning, that critical drop in blood pressure that your body desperately needs to heal? It simply cannot happen if your vascular system is flooded with excess water. The pressure stays incredibly high. Your kidney filters are held wide open, working at maximum capacity when they should be completely shut down for maintenance. The most immediate and visible symptom of this nighttime stress is nocturia. That is the medical term for waking up to urinate in the middle of the night. Most people over the age of 50 think waking up to go to the bathroom is just a normal bladder issue, or perhaps an enlarged prostate. While those factors can play a role, very often it is simply your kidneys desperately trying to offload the massive excess volume you forced upon them right before you closed your eyes. And here is the deep, dark consequence of nocturia that no one warns you about. Every single time you wake up, pull off the blankets, and turn on the bright bathroom light, your fragile sleep cycle is completely shattered. Your cortisol levels spike instantly. Your sympathetic nervous system, which controls your fight or flight response, activates in the middle of the night. This chronic sleep fragmentation has been proven in multiple clinical studies to dramatically accelerate chronic kidney disease. By trying to aggressively hydrate your kidneys before bed, you are actually denying them the restorative deep sleep they need to survive and regenerate. You are trading a meaningless sense of hydration for profound organ fatigue. The solution to this is incredibly simple, but it requires breaking a deeply ingrained habit. You must implement a strict fluid cutoff time. Stop drinking large amounts of liquids exactly 2 hours before your head hits the pillow. If your mouth feels dry, you can take tiny sips of water, just enough to wet your throat. Your kidneys do not need to be flushed at midnight. They need absolute rest. If you can master this one single psychological shift, you will instantly relieve a massive burden off your nephrons starting tonight. Now we enter incredibly dangerous territory. Habit number 2 is the nighttime supplement dump. Picture this scenario. You have had a long, exhausting day. You are standing in your bathroom brushing your teeth, and you look at your plastic pill organizer. You take out your vitamin C, your calcium supplement, maybe some zinc or magnesium, and you swallow them all down with a quick sip of water before getting into bed. Psychologically, this habit feels incredibly rewarding. It feels like you are putting on a biological suit of armor before you go to sleep. The health and wellness industry has trained us to believe that since our bodies heal during sleep, we should provide them with all the raw materials and vitamins right before we close our eyes. We think we are doing our internal organs a massive favor. But you need to look at what actually happens in the dark, on a microscopic, data-driven level. Here is the medical twist that most people, and surprisingly even many general practitioners, never realize. Let us talk specifically about vitamin C, which is chemically known as ascorbic acid. It is a strictly water-soluble vitamin. During the daytime hours, when you are walking around, staying active, and drinking plenty of fluids, any excess vitamin C that your bloodstream does not immediately need is very easily flushed out through your kidneys and into your urine. However, at night, your entire biological environment completely changes. As you fall asleep, your kidneys purposely decrease their filtration rate. They naturally and aggressively concentrate your urine to prevent you from completely dehydrating while you sleep. They pull the water back into your bloodstream, leaving a highly concentrated, very acidic pool of waste sitting stagnant in your bladder and delicate kidney pathways. When you take a high dose of vitamin C, such as 500 or 1,000 milligrams, right at bedtime, your body cannot use it all. It metabolizes that massive excess into a chemical compound called oxalate. Now combine that highly concentrated oxalate with the heavy calcium supplement you probably just swallowed. These two compounds are now trapped together, sitting in a completely stagnant, highly concentrated pool of nighttime urine for 7 or 8 straight hours. You have just turned your renal system into the perfect chemical laboratory for calcium oxalate crystals to form. Over time, night after night, these microscopic crystals begin to aggregate. They physically scratch, inflame, and damage the microscopic lining of your nephrons, and eventually they bind together to form solid, agonizing kidney stones. You are quite literally manufacturing kidney stones while you sleep simply because of a misguided timing error. Your kidneys absolutely cannot handle a massive influx of concentrated micronutrients when they are operating in their natural water conservation mode. The solution is non-negotiable. You must move your water-soluble vitamins, like your vitamin C and your complete B-complex vitamins, as well as your heavy calcium supplements, to your morning or midday meals. Let your kidneys process these dense nutrients during the day. When your blood pressure is normal, your blood flow is high, and your urine is naturally dilute. Stop forcing your kidneys to process heavy chemical loads in the middle of the night. Habit number 4 challenges a massive modern diet trend that you have probably been influenced by. The late-night protein load. Whether you strictly follow a ketogenic diet, the carnivore diet, or you just like to drink a warm cup of bone broth or eat a heavy piece of meat late in the evening to avoid carbohydrates and stay full, you are making a critical error in your renal timing. Psychologically, the fitness and wellness industries have terrified us of eating carbohydrates before bed, convincing us that protein is the ultimate guilt-free nighttime snack. We think we are building muscle or burning fat while we sleep. But from a nephrology standpoint, you are pushing your kidneys to the brink of exhaustion. To understand why, we have to look at the unique chemical structure of protein. Unlike fats or carbohydrates, protein is composed of amino acids, which contain a heavy amount of nitrogen. When your body digests and breaks down this protein, it produces toxic nitrogenous waste products, primarily a substance called urea. Your kidneys, and only your kidneys, are entirely responsible for filtering this toxic urea out of your bloodstream. This is not a gentle process. When you consume a heavy protein load, your kidneys are forced into a physiological state called glomerular hyperfiltration. This brings us to the second major medical twist of this video. Hyperfiltration basically means your kidney engines are forced to rev up to the absolute red line. The blood pressure inside your microscopic kidney filters increases dramatically just to forcefully push all that heavy nitrogen waste out of your system. If you eat a large amount of protein during the daytime, your kidneys can handle this temporary hyperfiltration, and then they recover and heal during the night. But if you consume heavy protein, meat, or collagen supplements within 3 hours of going to sleep, you force your kidneys to stay in this redline hyperfiltration mode all night long. Instead of entering the gentle, low-pressure resting state they desperately need to repair their cells, they are actively working at their absolute maximum capacity while you are unconscious. Over months and years, this chronic nighttime hyperfiltration physically stretches, inflames, and permanently scars your delicate glomerular filters. Eventually, these damaged filters develop microscopic holes, leading to protein leaking directly into your urine. This condition is called proteinuria, and it is one of the very earliest and most definitive medical markers of chronic kidney disease. You absolutely do not have to stop eating protein. You just have to respect your kidney's natural circadian rhythm. Make your breakfast and your lunch your highest protein meals of the day. Keep your dinner light, lean toward plant-based foods, and make absolutely sure you finish eating it at least 3 complete hours before you go to bed. Give your kidneys the exact time they need to clear the heavy nitrogen waste before you go to sleep. Our final dangerous habit targets the exact natural sleep aids that many highly health-conscious people swear by every single night: the high potassium sleep snacks and certain concentrated herbal teas. Psychologically, we have been conditioned to categorize all fruits and raw herbal plants as inherently safe. If it comes from the earth, we automatically assume it can only heal us. You have probably read dozens of articles claiming that eating a whole banana right before bed will cure your insomnia because of its high magnesium and potassium content. Or perhaps your nighttime routine involves brewing a very strong, dark cup of root-based herbal tea, thinking it is the ultimate natural remedy to calm your racing mind. But here is the absolute truth about your physical and biological limits. If you are over the age of 50, or if you already have even slightly reduced kidney function, which millions of people do without ever knowing it, consuming late-night potassium is a deeply hidden and profound danger. Healthy, youthful kidneys filter out excess dietary potassium effortlessly during the daytime, but as your kidneys age or weaken from chronic daily stress, their ability to excrete heavy loads of potassium dramatically diminishes. When you eat a high potassium food like a large banana, a whole orange, a baked potato, or drink highly concentrated plant root teas right before you close your eyes, your blood potassium levels rise sharply. Because you are asleep, your entire metabolic rate naturally slows down, your blood pressure drops, and your kidney's overall filtration rate significantly decreases. This means the massive dose of potassium you just consumed stays trapped circulating in your bloodstream for many straight hours. This specific medical condition is called hyperkalemia, and from a clinical perspective, it is absolutely terrifying because it is completely silent. You will not feel it happening in the dark. High blood potassium directly and violently affects the delicate electrical impulses of your heart muscle. When your potassium levels artificially spike in the middle of the night because of your healthy snack, it can easily cause dangerous nocturnal arrhythmias, which are highly irregular fluttering heartbeats while you are completely unconscious and fast asleep. You think you are eating a banana to simply calm your nervous system, but you might actually be sending your heart into chaotic, unregulated spasms. If you truly want a bedtime snack that actually supports deep sleep without adding a massive, dangerous potassium burden to your struggling kidneys, you must completely shift your dietary focus. Instead of blindly reaching for bananas or heavy citrus fruits, you should opt for a small handful of fresh blueberries or exactly 1/2 cup of tart cherries. Tart cherries are a medical marvel for this specific physiological situation. They provide a rich source of natural phytomelatonin, which gently and safely induces sleep, alongside powerful antioxidants that actively reduce microscopic kidney inflammation while you rest. Most importantly, they deliver all of these incredible benefits while remaining remarkably low in potassium. True health longevity is not just about eating natural foods. It is about eating the exact right foods at the precise time that your biological rhythm can safely process them. You must start working harmoniously with your biology rather than blindly fighting against it. Protecting your kidneys and ensuring your long-term health is rarely about finding a magical supplement or an expensive superfood to add to your nightly routine. Human psychology consistently tricks us into believing that we must consume more things to fix our physical problems. But from a clinical perspective, true biological healing is almost always about what behaviors you can remove to stop the constant, silent damage. To permanently reverse the daily stress on your kidneys starting tonight, you are going to implement what I call the 3-step Bedtime Kidney Shield. Step 1 is the 2-hour liquid lock. You must break the psychological comfort of aggressively flushing your system before bed. There should be no heavy glasses of water and no massive mugs of herbal tea consumed exactly 2 hours before you intend to sleep. If your mouth feels excessively dry, take only tiny sips. You must allow your total blood volume to decrease so your systemic blood pressure can naturally drop. This nocturnal dipping is the only physiological way your delicate nephrons will ever experience the low pressure rest they desperately need to repair their cellular damage. Step 2 is the supplement and digestion shift. Your bedside table should absolutely not look like a pharmacy. All of your water-soluble vitamins, especially massive doses of vitamin C, your heavy calcium pills, and your dense protein meals must be completely moved to the morning hours or the early afternoon. When you swallow these heavy chemical loads at night, your kidneys are actively in a state of water conservation, meaning your nighttime urine is incredibly concentrated and highly acidic. This creates the exact chemical environment required for forming painful calcium oxalate kidney stones while you sleep. You must let your body process these heavy nutrients during the day when your blood flow is at its absolute peak. Step 3 is the painkiller and potassium audit. If you consistently rely on non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs every single night just to sleep through chronic joint pain, you are actively playing a dangerous game with your renal health. These medications artificially constrict the specific blood vessels that feed your kidneys, causing severe oxygen starvation to your renal tissue for 8 straight hours. You must speak to your medical professional about kidney-safe alternatives immediately. Furthermore, you must completely abandon heavy potassium snacks late at night, like large bananas or entire oranges, and swap them for low potassium, highly anti-inflammatory options like a small handful of fresh blueberries or exactly 1/2 cup of tart cherries. Your kidneys are arguably the most quietly resilient organs in your entire human body. They will suffer in absolute silence, continuously filtering your blood and keeping you alive until they have permanently lost over 70% of their functional capacity. But if you simply give them the nighttime rest they are biologically programmed to require, they possess a remarkable, almost miraculous capacity to maintain your internal health and keep you feeling vibrant for decades to come. It is time to stop working against your own biology and start protecting your future. If you found this specific medical information eye-opening, please hit the like button right now so this exact video can be pushed by the algorithm to reach millions of other people who are unknowingly destroying their kidneys every single night. You also need to know exactly how to read the physical warning signs your kidneys are desperately sending you during the daytime. Click or tap the video on your screen right now titled 7 Morning Face Symptoms Your Kidneys Are Begging for Help. I will walk you step by step through the exact critical warning signs you might be seeing in the mirror every single morning. I am your doctor, and I will see you in that next video. Protecting your kidneys and ensuring your long-term health is rarely about finding a magical supplement to add to your nightly routine. Human psychology tricks us into believing we must consume more to fix our bodies. But clinically, biological healing is about what behaviors you remove to stop the silent damage. To reverse the stress on your kidneys tonight, implement the 3-step Bedtime Kidney Shield. Step 1 is the 2-hour liquid lock. Break the psychological comfort of flushing your system before bed. Drink no heavy glasses of water or massive mugs of tea exactly 2 hours before you intend to sleep. If your mouth is dry, take only tiny sips. You must allow your blood volume to decrease so your systemic blood pressure can naturally drop. This nocturnal dipping is the only way your nephrons will ever experience the low-pressure rest they need to repair cellular damage. Step 2 is the supplement shift. Your bedside table should not look like a pharmacy. All water-soluble vitamins, massive doses of vitamin C, calcium pills, and dense protein meals must be moved to the morning or early afternoon. Swallowing heavy chemical loads at night while your kidneys conserve water creates the exact highly acidic environment required to form painful calcium oxalate kidney stones while you sleep. Process these nutrients during the day when your blood flow is at its peak. Step 3 is the painkiller and potassium audit. If you rely on non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs every single night to sleep through joint pain, you are artificially constricting the blood vessels that feed your kidneys, causing severe oxygen starvation for 8 straight hours. Speak to your doctor about kidney-safe alternatives immediately. Furthermore, abandon heavy potassium snacks late at night, like large bananas or entire oranges, and swap them for low potassium options, like a handful of fresh blueberries or 1/2 cup of tart cherries. Your kidneys are the most quietly resilient organs in your body. They suffer in absolute silence until they have permanently lost over 70% of their functional capacity. But if you give them the nighttime rest they are biologically programmed to require, they possess a remarkable capacity to maintain your internal health for decades. If you found this medical information eye-opening, hit the like button right now so this video can reach others unknowingly destroying their kidneys every single night. You also need to know how to read the physical signs your kidneys are desperately sending you during the day. Click the video on your screen titled 7 Morning Face Symptoms Your Kidneys Are Begging for Help. I will walk you through the exact warning signs you see in the mirror every single morning. I am your doctor, and I will see you in the next video.